All right, welcome. Today we're going to unlock a kind of superpower. It's called critical reading. Seriously, we're going to turn you into a reading detective, someone who can crack any case the world of words throws at you. I mean, think about it for a second. Every single day, you're just bombarded with articles, social media posts, messages, all of it. So how in the world do you figure out what's actually true and what's just, well, noise? Let's dive in and find out. So, here's your mission, if you choose to accept it. We're not just going to be scanning words on a page. No way. We're going to be investigating them, asking smart questions, and uncovering the real meaning hiding behind them. Ready? Let's open up our very first case file. Okay, first things first. Every good detective has to master the basics, right? So our first case file is all about one of the most important skills, telling the difference between what's a proven fact and what someone just thinks or feels is true. Okay, so this is simple, but it is so powerful. A fact is something you can actually prove. You can verify it. For example, Lagos is in Nigeria. That's a fact. An opinion, on the other hand, is just what someone thinks or feels. Like, Lagos has the best traffic. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that one. You see the difference? One can be proven, the other, well, that's just up for debate. All right, let's put this into practice with our first real case. We're heading over to the famous computer village in Ikeja. There's a brand new phone on the market, the Nyja Power 5G, and believe me, it is causing a lot of buzz.
Okay, detective, our first piece of evidence, it comes from a shop owner, a man named Mr. Alade, and listen to what he says. He calls it the best phone ever. That word, best. Let's just file that away in our minds for a second.
But wait, we have another witness. A customer, Aisha, has a totally different take. She points out the price, a cool 150,000 naira, and then she shares her belief that you can find better value somewhere else. Okay, your turn, detective. You've heard from both of them. Looking at those two statements, can you separate the cold, hard evidence from just, personal feelings? So, how'd you do? Let's break it down. The one and only solid fact we have here is the price, 150,000 naira. That's a number, it's verifiable. Everything else? That's opinion. Mr. Ade's claim that it's the best? That's his opinion. Aisha's belief that there's better value? Also her opinion. It's a great reminder. Facts can be measured, but opinions, those are all about personal judgment. And this is where it gets really interesting. Because opinions can sometimes show us something deeper, something called bias. And bias is just a strong personal feeling that isn't really balanced. Let's think about our witnesses. Mr. Ade, he owns the shop, right? So of course he wants to sell the phone. He has a bias. And Aisha? Maybe she has the bias against spending a lot of money on gadgets. See? Spotting that potential bias is a top-tier detective skill. It helps you understand why people are saying what they're saying. Excellent work on that first case. So, now that we've got a handle on facts, opinions, and even bias, let's level up. It's time to open our next case file and learn about a more advanced skill, the art of deduction. Deduction? This is like your detective superpower, for real. It's all about reading between the lines. It's about finding the little clues the writer leaves behind to figure out what's really going on, even when they don't say it outright. Okay, for our next case, we're off to Abuja. I want you to meet Chinwe. Picture this. She's in a keke, she's stuck in traffic, and she has a huge job interview at 2 p.m. sharp. The clock is absolutely ticking. Now, the writer doesn't tell us how Chinwe is feeling. Instead, they give us clues. Check these out. She clutched her bag tightly. Her eyes were fixed on the time, and she tapped her foot nervously. Notice that? We're getting actions, not feelings. So here's the puzzle for you. The passage never, not once, says Chinwe was stressed or Chinwe was anxious. But using those detective skills we're building, what can you deduce? What's going on in her head? Yes, exactly. You put the clues together, right? The tight grip on the bag, staring at the clock, the nervous foot tapping. You can deduce that she is totally stressed out and worried about being late. You just figured out something the author never actually wrote down. That is the art of deduction. Awesome. Okay, you're doing great. For our final test, let's take all these skills we've learned and apply them to the real world. Because this is where being a good reading detective isn't just a fun exercise. It could literally save a life. So I want you to imagine this. You're standing near a huge, busy expressway, and you see a poster from the Federal Road Safety Corps, the FRSC. Its goal is super clear. It wants to stop people from doing something incredibly dangerous. And look at this headline. Wow. It's designed to grab your attention, right? It's really dramatic, it feels urgent. It's meant to create this powerful feeling of danger. They are not being subtle here at all. Then the poster hits you with a single, stark clue. The number 42%. Now, on its own, that number doesn't mean a thing, right? But what is it trying to tell us? And here's the powerful context that changes everything. That's not just a random number. It is a hard, verifiable fact. It means that 42% of the pedestrians who were injured last year got hurt trying to cross this exact road. Wow. All of a sudden, that number has some serious weight to it, doesn't it? All right, here we go. The final challenge. Let's use everything we've learned. The poster makes this really bold claim. It says the pedestrian bridge is your only safe option. So tell me, is that a provable fact or is it something else? And here's the breakdown. It's actually a very, very strong and persuasive opinion. Now, it's an opinion that's based on a powerful fact, that 42% injury rate. But the statement itself, only safe option, is a recommendation. It's designed to persuade you, to push you to make the safest choice. This right here, this is critical reading in action. And with that, case closed. You've officially completed your training. You now have your very own detective's toolkit to help you navigate this crazy world of information. So let's recap what's in that toolkit. It really comes down to 3 key skills. Number 1, spot the difference between facts and opinions. Number 2, make smart deductions by reading between the lines. And number 3, use those first 2 skills to evaluate all the real-world messages that come your way. You are now officially equipped to look right past the surface and find what's really going on. So the next time you read an article or see a post online or even watch an ad, I want you to ask yourself, what is this really trying to say? And more importantly, should I believe it? Your investigation starts right now.